Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News, July 20th, 2020. Hey, listen, folks, I have a lot of information to cover with all of you today. We're going to be going over some of the best photo captures of this Planet X system. All of these photo captures are absolutely amazing. And early yesterday, Mark over at Wages World sent me a photograph from one of the coronagraphs, and coincidentally, right when he inboxed me the photographs, I was just looking at the same coronagraph video clip, and I saw exactly what he saw. And we'll go over those photographs, and we're going to go over much more. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get their notifications from YouTube, and we'll get the live chat filled up. I know it's very early in the morning. Let's see here. I think it's 6:15 a.m. my time. So rise and shine, folks. Get your cup of Java. Let's get busy. Hey, real quick, while we're waiting for people to show up, I've been getting a lot of questions, emails, inbox messages, and, I don't know, a lot of weird derogatory comments about where is Dr. Albers. People were spreading rumors that she's dead. Some people were saying that she was deported. You know how people are on social media, especially the boob tube. But Dr. Albers is perfectly fine. A few weeks ago, she decided to just simply take a rest from YouTube. It is as simple as that. She's relaxing. She's enjoying the summertime. She's spending a lot of time outside. She recently bought a lot of science books that were newly published, and she's been doing a lot of reading. And, we've been doing some other activities, like yesterday, we did something normal, and we went to a car and motorcycle show outdoors, and it was absolutely fantastic. It just so happened that whenever we were walking in the gate, we were talking to a gentleman that had a absolutely gorgeous brand new Corvette, and the guy did all kind of modifications to it, put Lamborghini doors on it. And as we were talking to him, I guess a few people heard my voice and then heard Dr. Albers' voice, and they recognized both of us from YouTube. And I thought that was pretty cool. They invited us down to their tent. They had a couple of vehicles that were in the car show. And we actually ended up sitting with them and having a great time and discussed all kinds of things. But yeah, man, she's doing fine. And whenever she feels like she wants to go back on YouTube, that's her prerogative. But for right now, like I said, she's doing a lot of reading, catching up on some science, and doing what she does, just like every other normal human being. So don't let your conspiracies get the best of you, and don't listen to these troll babies in the comment sections of any of my videos, at least. Her video comments were actually shut off because, again, people were just going rampant with all of these disgusting, derogatory, and absolutely insane comments. So I don't have the time to sit there and moderate those comments. And at this point in time, neither does she. So we shut them off. Simple as that. So anyway, we're going to discuss something else here real quick, because this has been coming up quite frequently, I don't know, over the past month or so. And people are constantly saying that Planet X News, does not have the right, the legal right, to copyright my findings because they come from public domains from NASA. Well, I've discussed this over and over and over again. I can't help it that some people, I don't know, maybe they just don't educate themselves and they shoot their mouth off and they make these dumb comments. And they think that they could take images from Planet X News, from my website, from my posts on social media, and also from my videos, and they can take the photographs or the screenshots and they can use them for whatever they want. Well, that's not true. People just can't arbitrarily do that. I've discussed this before. I'll discuss it one more last time. In the middle of 2016, I applied for a copyright license. It took about 6 months. I finally got it right at the beginning of 2017. The photographs that I capture from any of NASA's space probes that monitor the sun are taken and they are put through my programs. So my touch is on those coronagraph photographs. So therefore, that is deemed my work. And all of my videos, all of my photos, all of my photo captures is all covered under my copyright. So, from time to time, I catch people misusing the photographs or not giving credit to Planet X News for these discoveries. I just had a battle early this morning with some Indian guy that wanted to raise the same question. He claims, oh, well, the photographs are from NASA, so they belong to NASA. No, they don't. The photographs belong to me. They belong to me. And they are covered under the Planet X News copyright license. So right up on your screen, if you happen to look up the information, if you want to copyright a space image, say for instance you got a high power telescope and you snap a few photographs of Jupiter or Venus or whatever planet or stars, whatever, some nebula, that is your work. You can publish that work. If you have a copyright license, that work belongs to you. Doesn't matter if it's in space. It was captured from your telescope and it belongs to you. Now, the reason why I'm going over this real quick, folks, very, very simple. On a daily basis, I see all of these other videos and these YouTube channels and these fake Facebook groups, Nibiru, Cataclysm, blah, blah, blah. And they take my images and they post them in their groups. They don't tell you the backstory where the photographs come from. They claim that the photographs belong to them, and then they fearmonger. And they create a video, oh, Nibiru's going to crash into the Earth in 72 hours. Run for cover. I've even seen a few of these YouTube channels using David Wilcock's photograph in their thumbnail and stating that David Wilcock claims that Planet X is going to hit the Earth in 2021. Well, look, I've already informed David Wilcock that these bozos are using his image and his name and creating complete lies. And he sent me an email back, thanked me, gave him the listing for all of the information, and he's taking the legal action. But reading the information in front of you, copyright and NASA data. NASA data is in the public domain. Federal copyright laws denies copyright protection for works produced by the federal government. I've gone over that many, many times before. So the question is, can an individual assert copyright over images that they produce from NASA data? The answer is yes. I just gave that to you in the opening of this live stream. Despite using an image not granted copyright protections, makers of pieces based in whole or in part on government creations may have limited copyright protection because they have produced a derivative or compilations. Talk about tongue-tied. Compilation works. Okay, so basically, if I'm capturing something from a NASA spacecraft or a NASA probe that is on the public domain, and I take a screenshot of it, and I analyze the photograph, and I make the photograph clearer using my software. Maybe I make some color changes, maybe I do this, maybe I do that, but I am changing the photograph. It is my work. Now, if you just take a simple screenshot and say, okay, this is mine, well, that doesn't cover you under copyright laws here in the United States. So maybe you make some color changes, maybe you make some filter changes, and again, maybe you clarify the photograph more. You're running it through software like I do, so we can kind of unmask what is actually there. Okay, well, that is considered my work. So I was forwarded a video from this other YouTube channel, this guy Hush Puppy. Same thing. You know, at the end of his video, he's using my images, gives no credit to Planet X News. He knows full well where the photographs come from. These people are just ignorant. It's plain and simple. So that answers the question. My information, my data, my photographs are covered under my copyright license. As far as Facebook's concerned, Facebook has their own rules that deal with intellectual property, same as copyright. So, you know, when I was going back and forth with this Indian guy who's been stealing my images and claiming all kinds of stupid things, I just had to spank him this morning. And I sent him a link to the website information that we're looking at right now on your screen. Oh, well, then he changed his tune. And that's that. So anyways, now that we got the information about Dr. Albers out of the way, we got the information about copywriting space images out of the way, let's move forward and let's check out the latest captures in July, because not only are they going to blow your mind, but you know, they're blowing my mind, and they are coming in now with more frequency. And I still don't know really what to think about what's going on. Let me shut this. Let me shut my ringer and volume down here on my cell phone. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on out in space right now, folks. So much that it's like damn near impossible to keep up with all of it. The sun is producing daily, almost daily, coronal mass ejections, quite large ones. And the big question is why? You know, we're in a solar minimum. The sun should be, you know, kind of quiet, not much going on, but there's a lot going on. And I truly believe the reason why we're seeing this type of activity throughout last year and this year is because of the interaction of this Planet X object. Obviously, it is a system of some kind. I don't know if these are planets, cores of stars. You know, we just don't know that. Nobody knows that. Maybe the boys at NASA know it. But us as common people that are investigating this, there's no way for us to actually analyze what these objects are. considering that they most likely have very, very strong magnetic fields, I would presume that probably one or two of these objects are either burned out cores of stars or some type of dwarf star. You know, maybe like a brown dwarf or a red dwarf star. Very, very hard to say. You know, we just don't have that kind of intel. I wish we did. But anyways, on the 11th of July, I was going over more data. See, here's the thing, folks. A lot of this data is uploaded to the coronagraph websites pretty much daily. And maybe you'll get 40, 50, or 60 frames. And that's it. And then you forget about that day. You forget about July 11th. And you move on to the 12th and the 13th and the 14th and the 15th. Next thing you know, 2 weeks go by. But, in the meantime, a lot more has been updated on that specific day, like July 11th. So on July 11th, there were 29 frames available that morning. Later on in the afternoon, more frames were uploaded. The next day, more frames were uploaded, and so on and so forth. So I learned my lesson a long time ago, waiting and going back and looking for more data. I keep tabs on how many frames are there whenever I first see the data on that day. And I've mentioned this to Mark over at Wages World before. We'll see a coronal mass ejection. I'll tell him, okay, let's record that, but we're going to have to wait for a couple of days and wait for more data to be uploaded for that specific day. And what I've found is when you do have patience, which I have very little, and you go back and you look, now it's not 40 or 50 frames, it's 100, 150, sometimes 200, but that's rare. But those extra frames that come later on, that get uploaded, that's where the critical data is. So you do have to go back and look. So that's why we're kind of looking at the 11th of July, and today's the 20th. So 9 days have gone by. And what was it? 2 days ago, I went back and I started looking at the older data because new data was uploaded, if that makes any sense to you. In the meantime, there was a coronal mass ejection that occurred on the 11th. Now, there's been so many that the CME tracker keeps updating. But we can't go back in time on that CME tracker, which kind of sucks. But we've been having a lot of activity on the sun. We've been catching these objects all over the place. And not just one, but two. And not just two, but multiple smaller spherical bodies. I mean, I don't know what the hell you want to call them. Moons, planets, whatever. We'll just call them objects. But it's really starting to make me wonder if something very serious has changed in the mechanisms of this whole system. Because, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, let's face it. There's multiple objects that are larger than Jupiter. And even the smaller ones are much, much larger than the Earth. And they all seem to be congregating around one or two of these much larger objects. So it's kind of had me taking a few steps back and thinking, okay, well, we've only been seeing one object for the longest time. What has happened now? Where did these other objects come from? What, they just popped up? Have they been there all this time and we just didn't see them? Or we are now seeing them because the unmasking process, the peeling back of these layers of deceit on these coronagraphs and the techniques that I'm using with this software that I've had now for quite a while, and still learning how to use some of it. Now, I do get a little help. I do get a little help from time to time, and I think that we are again unmasking and peeling back these layers of these coronagraphs, and we are actually now seeing what is truly there. Now, look, people will continuously say nonstop, oh, those pictures are fake. Oh, those pictures are doctored. But listen, if somebody was going to put a fake image in front of you in a YouTube video, do you think they would have the balls to zoom in all the way so you can really see what's there? See, if you zoom in, then you're going to see those critical mistakes that somebody made by trying to fake you out. But I never do that. I always show you guys the main timestamp photo like you're seeing on your screen now. And then we zoom in. And then we zoom in again. And then we zoom all the way in. And what? You never see any pixels. You never see any fakery, even though some other YouTube channels that we'll leave nameless like to use my name and Planet X News' name for video views by putting my name, my channel name in their title and then using the word fake. Well, listen, not to beat a dead horse in the mouth, but that situation over there with BP Bitch Watch. Yeah. He was telling everybody, oh, go unsubscribe from that YouTube channel. And I will admit, about 100, I think the number was 102 people did unsubscribe in one day. But then, mysteriously, in 48 hours, those same people, exactly 102, resubscribed in 48 hours. So just like I said, and I'll say it again, you could leave your comments in the comment section and simply say unsubscribed. You don't have to be subscribed to a YouTube channel to watch a video. So whether you're subscribed to this YouTube channel or not makes no damn difference. It's not a numbers game. You don't get paid by YouTube by the number of subscribers that you have. So your dumb comments about unsubscribing are just that. They're dumb. They're stupid. Childish. Whatever. But the fact of the matter is UBP Earthwatch critics that were subscribed to this YouTube channel. What did you do? You left, you closed the door, it ate you up overnight, and you came back to Planet X News. Welcome back. That's just how it is, folks. It doesn't bother me. You know, some of those freaky trolls, they think that their comments bother me like that, but they don't. I actually sit back and I chuckle and I laugh. But anyways, we're going to start looking at these photographs. So this was captured on July 11th, and we put this through the program a couple times. This was a very, very staticky CME on this coronagraph. Right here looks to be something suspicious. However, we weren't able to unmask that. Just couldn't do it no matter how hard we tried. It could be part of the CME that was being extracted from the sun, because I think that is truly what happens. I think as this object in its orbit gets very close to the sun, I think that there is a magnetic field connection. And I think this object creates situations on the sun where it literally is pulling plasma. That disruption forms in the form of a coronal mass ejection. So that's my theory. Why in a solar minimum are we having almost daily coronal mass ejections? The sun should be relatively quiet, low-keyed, but it's not. It's not. Massive coronal mass ejections. Just think what it's going to be like when we start dipping out of this solar minimum and we go into solar maximum. See, I don't have any fears about what's happening on the sun now. I may have some fears when the sun starts to roll into solar maximum, where the sun is gaining more activity. Oh, no. Now the sun's gaining more activity, which means more solar flares, more coronal mass ejections, larger halo coronal mass ejections. Now, add in the other factor, the Planet X factor. So is that going to make a bigger difference? Are we going to see larger coronal mass ejections, bigger than normal because of the interaction of what is happening out there around our sun? See, if the scientists, along with world governments, would actually hold a press conference and tell us about this, those dummies probably wouldn't know how to break it to you. That might create fear and panic. It might create fear and panic tenfold amongst religious groups. We have enough going on in this country and around the world already. But we will see, because the solar maximum's not far away. And each and every day that goes by, we are getting one step closer to that solar maximum. And that's going to be an 11-year time span, over a decade. Yeah. But we will see. But for now, for all the hoaxsters that are telling people that Nibiru is going to crash into the earth, well, that's a complete lie. And we all know that. And for you guys that are involved in those fake Facebook Nibiru groups, do yourself a favor. Get out of those groups. Leave those groups. All it is trashing your mind. So anyways, here's a blown up version from the July 11th photo capture. You can see this object is right here on the right side. We can go ahead and zoom in as far as we can. Oops. I mean, you can see it plain as day. It is a little masked in the background because of the interference on the coronagraph. You got to remember something, folks. When these coronal mass ejections are occurring, they are spewing billions and billions and trillions of tons of these heavily charged particles and plasma spewing from the sun. So it is going to create interference on those space probes, such as Stereo and the LASCO Core 2 and Core 3 coronagraphs. It's just the way that it is. So we can see it. It's kind of got a little bit of a weird shape to it. And I mentioned to you folks before that we kind of did catch this object that had a weird shape to it. So we could zoom in a little further on this photograph, and I make sure that all these photographs are produced in ultra high definition, so we can zoom in as far as we can without it distorting or getting, heavy pixels. So again, I kind of think that this matches that oddly shaped object that I showed you guys in my last live stream. It just has a weird shape to it. It's not completely spherical. I don't know if that has to do with distortions in the coronagraph, or the damn thing is actually shaped like that. It is what it is. But there is a zoomed in shot of this object, and I went ahead and enlarged it a little bit more so we can zoom in, and I could put it right there, dead in the middle of the screen. So, again, if something was photoshopped or faked or overlaid, at this point in time, you'd be able to tell, okay? There's no doubt about it. You would be able to tell. So we don't know exactly what the hell this is. You could call it Planet X. You can call it, whatever you want. I always take the photographs and I always convert them over to a negative so we can possibly see something more. So we have it in a negative form here. You can see it plain as day. I'm going to go ahead and jump directly over to the zoomed in version and put it right in front of the screen. Let's just back off just a little bit so it doesn't blind you guys. But you could see, now, what did BP Earthwatch refer to this as? A space bubble. Well, let me tell you something, folks. If that was a space bubble, it's a pretty damn big space bubble. But I'm just not buying that space bubble crap. When people say things like that, you're deflecting. You are literally deflecting from the truth because you don't have the answer. You want to have the answer, but you just don't have it. And hey, I'll be quite honest with you. Over all these years, there were some points in time when I did think I had all of the answers. But now as time is ticking, things are changing ever so drastically. I definitely know now that I don't have all of the answers, and neither does anybody else. I don't even think our own governments and the space agencies really have all of the answers. I actually truly feel in my heart that they fear what is out there. They have much more clearer visions of this and photographs than I do. We will probably never see them. It's just, it's the same thing with UFOs. The government has much more clearer evidence. But will they show us? Hell no. It's a shame. They should, but they won't. So, let's jump back to this. So on July 9th, same thing. 2 days in the past, from July 11th going back to the 9th. So I'm going back through the data and bingo. We see it again. This time it looks like it possibly has a few friends. But it's a different object. It's not the one that I just showed you on the 11th. Let's zoom in and see it. So we could zoom in. Now we can see this, and this is from Cactus. This coronagraph program is notorious for a lot of interference, a lot of static. Very hard to see what is actually there. This one came back a little more crystal clear. So we can see the object right there on the right. We can see it is almost enveloped in that coronal mass ejection that you see here in black and white. Nothing else was done to this photograph except peeling back about 6 layers of static, and bingo, it's right there. So let's go into the zoomed in photograph so we can see it a little bit better. So, someone mentioned to me, oh, those little dots that you're seeing, those are background stars. Stop lying to people. Okay. Well, you see that little white dot right there? Here, let's zoom into that. Right there where my cursor is. How could a background star be in front of that object from our point of view? Yeah. So there's one there, one there, one there, one there, and a few more. So these are all in front of this object between our eyes and that object. So they are in between. So how could they be background stars? Case closed. And we're going to get a better zoomed in version of this. Now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. It may blur because this picture is in ultra high definition 4K, but you just can't make everything that crystal clear. So, we're already zoomed in. We can see a perfectly spherical object there. No overlay, no Photoshop crap. It's right there. Why does it show up every time there's a coronal mass ejection? Because it's producing the coronal mass ejection. It is drawing the plasma and the energy from the sun. It is as simple as that. So this is the negative version. This is going to show you even more crystal clear that those little dots that you say are background stars are not background stars. They may be little moons. They may be smaller planetoids. I don't know exactly what they are, but they are there. That's my point. Okay, so when we flip this to a negative in high definition, we see something strange, something a little more eye-opening. Let's get to it. So you can see it. Now, those little white dots that are supposed to be background stars are now black. And now we can see them. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some weird things going on here. I don't know exactly what these are. But right here, where my cursor is overlaying that black object right there, we really couldn't see that unless it was turned into a negative. So how could that be a big, gigantic background star in front of our point of view? You see what I'm saying, right? We on the same page over here. Just take a gander at that. Yeah. You know, and there are more of these smaller orbs, let's just call them for now. And they're closer to us than they are to that object. So they are in between us and that. So they're not in the background. I did find this this photo capture to be pretty damn interesting. So let's zoom in even more. Now, again, you know, it is a little blurry because we're zooming as far in as we can. I can't clear it up any more than it is, but it's not pixelized. You can clearly see the shape of the object. You can clearly see the coronal mass ejection. And we have a question here. We have a question here, here, and these darker objects. So what are they? You know, like I said, they could be moons, they could be planets, they could be small cores burned out. It's hard to say. It could be, I don't want to say debris because those objects are larger than the Earth. And I don't consider any type of body in space that's bigger than the Earth to be debris. But they are there. I mean, we could zoom in on this one. This is the final zoomed in, but it's just going to blur. But again, you can see the crystal clear, to me, that outline is crystal clear. Doesn't look like a space bubble. Because a bubble is not perfectly spherical. A bubble is fluid. Fluid as in constantly changing. That object there is not constantly changing. So therefore, it's not a BP bubble. Oh my God, did I say that? This photograph came back from one of my helpers using the law enforcement software stuff that, yeah, I'm not even going to go into that. But anyways, she put this through something that, like a filter that she's learning. And it's just not an orange filter. This is more meant to get rid of extreme ultraviolet light. And when she sent me these back the other day, I said to myself, holy shit. Now we could see even more of what was there on July 5th. So let's take a look. Now we can see there's something spherical here, something spherical here, because they're slightly illuminated from the sun. You could see the illumination on the back side over here. But you could see that there's something here, and there's a little bit of a weird shape down here. That could be some kind of outgassing. It's not perfectly spherical. It's a little clouded. I don't know exactly what that is. But again, we take a look at this little white dot right there. Here, let's move on to a bigger picture here. So we see this dot, that dot, this dot. Okay. Again, are they in the background stars? Are they background stars? No. They're in front of the coronal mass ejection between our point of view and what you're seeing on the screen. So that kind of debunks that, narrative comment that's constantly left under these videos, because these government troll babies, they're not trying to agitate me. They're trying to change your mindset. They're trying to make you not believe. They don't bother me, but they're after you, not me, you. So I thought that this was pretty damn incredible. I studied this photograph for quite a while, and I'm still pretty amazed at what we were seeing. We could zoom in. It does get a little blurry, but there's something here, and when we zoom in there, it does get very distorted. But if we just go back to our view, you're kind of left speechless. Here's a side-by-side of the detailed photograph that was sent back to me, and what we unmasked early on. And to me, it's incredible. And that was on July 5th. So July has been just an incredible month. And I guess if everything goes right, like I told Mark back in January, in the beginning of this year, because of the positioning of the Earth in our orbit around the sun, we're going to have 3 or 4 months in the summer, June, July, August, possibly September, where we are going to be getting a different point of view. And we may and should be able to see more for a short time. Well, that's happening. And I've been able to make some incredible photo captures. To me, they're undeniable. Look, the debunkers can take the photographs, they can manipulate them any way they want, and they can claim whatever they want. The fact of the matter is that they don't have the brains or the technology to truly go out there and say, oh, it's all fake. Oh, it's all photoshopped. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. 2016, 2017, their keywords were, oh, it's a lens flare. Oh, it's a lens flare. Now, 2019, 2020, oh, it's photoshopped. So they're digging deep. They're digging deep. But they're never going to be able to dig deep enough. So what they should do is give up their little government troll jobs and simply join the truth movement, man. You know it's there. You know it's there. All of you do. Don't deny it. If you deny it, well, you're fooling yourself. This was just on the 17th. And again, we're going to get into that situation where you're going to see those little white spheres that are not background stars because they are literally in front of this object. But there's not just one there now, there's two. One smaller one, one larger one, in plain view. So we can, we could zoom in. Let's take a look at it. You see the little white dots right there, and there's one on the top, and then we see the secondary object here. So that little white dot is in front. It is not behind. Let's zoom in even further. You see what I'm talking about? Okay, good. Plain as day. I think this is the object that doesn't have that completely round spherical shape. Again, it kind of reminds me of that big asteroid Bennu. It's kind of got that weird roundish, blockish shape to it. Very large, but not that damn large. The same thing goes for this object here. I don't know what these are, folks. I don't know if they're just massive young planets forming and they don't have the complete spherical shape. Look, the Earth isn't even spherical. I mean, a lot of people have that misconception that the Earth is round. If you remove all of the water from the Earth, it's got a really weird shape to it. Really weird. If you don't believe me, Google it. What would the Earth look like without water? And I think NASA has a few spacecraft out there that they were able to do that. Take photographs of the Earth from space and with technology, remove the water. And then you could see what the Earth actually looks like as far as its shape. So it's not completely round. It's weird looking. And that may be what we're looking at here with some of these objects that have weird shapes to them that aren't completely spherical. And we can zoom in even further. Let's just put that in the middle of the screen. But you could see whatever that white sphere is there, there's one here and there's one here. There looks to be a semblance of something here, but it's blurred. But this smaller object here, it's not completely round. And it's not a distortion of the photograph. It's just not round. And this one here is not completely spherical either. So, that has put me back in researching and investigating this subject matter. Man, this has put me way back. Because now we're not only seeing the one main object once or twice a month. Now we're seeing multiple objects in different sizes, different shapes, and almost constantly. I don't know if the sun has drawn in more of this system, if it even is a system. I don't know if the sun has drawn in objects that were lurking on the outskirts of our solar system. I mean, that's the big question. How the hell did all of this junk reach the center of our little tiny solar system in one little spiral arm of our galaxy? I just find that very, very interesting. Here's the negatives to this. And what you're about to see coming up is truly going to show you that the technology that I'm using, the peeling back of these layers of interference that NASA may be putting in there, or we've learned how to get by what the coronagraphs are actually seeing. This is the negative. And for a couple of days, me and my little team were clued in and keyed in on these two objects. And for days, we missed something. But then it came back. So again, let's zoom in. So they're not space bubbles. We know that. So we kept on looking. Something just didn't seem right. Not with this end over here. With this end over here. Because the coronal mass ejection wasn't detected over here. It was detected over here. See those little red and blue plus signs? That's within the program from the fly boys at NASA. That shows you the movement of the coronal mass ejection. See, there was no coronal mass ejection on this side. We just happened to capture these two objects. But the real key was, what the hell is going on over here? So we went in depth a little bit more, and we started to examine what was occurring on the west wing of the sun, the western limb. So I'm just showing you these close-ups real quick. So, we started poking around, and we started, again, using some different techniques to try and peel back the layers of what was happening right here, where the actual coronal mass ejection occurred. Not over here on the left side, but on the right side. And that was my argument. And I said, no, something is just not right with this photograph. There's no coronal mass ejection over here, but yet we were able to capture these two objects and possibly some other little satellites around it, meaning little moon type objects, whatever the hell they are. But what the hell is going on over there? So we started to zoom in and we started to key in on that area. And lo and behold, took about a day, because the program takes a little time for it to work. You load the information, you key in on a specific area, and then it starts to layer by layer by layer, peeling back like an onion what is there. Well, lo and behold, you can see what formed. And the little plus red and blue symbols you see there, that's showing you the direction of the coronal mass ejection as it was occurring. So now what the hell do you see? You don't see just a pure white, overexposed picture right around those plus symbols. No. So as we were able to remove that overexposure within the coronagraph, whoa! Look what we found. So let's zoom in even further. What are you seeing? Are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Or is that nothing but a BP Earthwatch space bubble? Because it sure as hell doesn't look like a space bubble to me. That looks like a massive spherical planetary body enveloped in the beginning stages of a coronal mass ejection as it was passing by and pulling the plasma from the sun. Maybe, just maybe, that occurrence created that overexposure within that 1 or 2 frames. But we were able to take that away. When we took it away, holy hell. Does it look like a space bubble? No. Is the photo faked? No. How the hell can you put a Photoshop object into a photograph and put it behind the plus symbols that are actually embedded in the actual photograph? Yeah. That got the trolls thinking. Oh, they're scratching the little horns on their head thinking, oh my. So that's the big question. So as we started to analyze this part of the sun and that coronal mass ejection, boy, man, big questions started to arise. And I've seen this overexposure many times before in a lot of frames on a lot of coronal mass ejections over the years. Can I go back and analyze each and every one of those overexposed situations? Yeah, it would take a tremendous amount of time, which I currently don't have. But that, what you're seeing on your screen, is incredible, because that shows you beyond a shadow of a doubt that in this photograph that we see, okay, there's not just one. There's 1, 2, and 3. This was turned into a negative. The reason being is we needed to see what was behind that overexposure on the right side of this picture. We couldn't see it. It was just white. It looked normal until you peeled back that onion. And now you do see what is there. That is truly amazing. And this information and these types of photographs, this evidence, this research, you will not see anywhere else on the internet, anywhere on this planet, except right here on Planet X News. Period. So why you guys bother subscribing and following some of these fake channels talking about Nibiru crashing into the earth, that has me scratching my head sometimes. So let's zoom into this a little further. And again, this is in an extreme negative mode. So we can put it right there. And again, these little plus symbols, this is in a negative now. Again, it's not photoshopped. It's not fake. How the hell can you put a round object into a picture and have it behind these little plus symbols that are embedded in the coronagraph program? Come on. Man, if that doesn't open up your eyes, what the hell will? Capiche? Am I making sense? Of course I am. Yeah. And then we see this little teeny tiny little bright orb, perfectly spherical, right below it. And very faintly, right here where my cursor is, right there, there's a little bit of a darker one, and it's perfectly spherical. Could it be ejecti from the sun? From that coronal mass ejection? I don't think so. Because the sun doesn't shit out planets that are perfectly round. When you see a plasma ejection from the sun, a solar flare, it's almost fluid-like. It's not round, like a BP Earthwatch space bubble. Man. Wow. Let's get into it a little further. Here's as close as we're going to get. You see those plus symbols? Again, it's all in a negative. Yeah. Scratch your head while I have a sip of my coffee. You can deny it all you want. But when something like that is right up close, in your face, you could stare at it all day and try to figure it out, like I do. Here, we could zoom in all the way. Does look pretty weird. It does blur quite a bit. But then we did something else. And with this other technique of getting rid of some of the extreme ultraviolet light that these coronagraphs use to see into space at the sun, whenever we are able to lower the levels of what that spacecraft is analyzing within that coronagraph, that has been one of the key factors that we've been trying to work on for a year, a freaking year. Finally, we're able to utilize some of the tools that we have, and we learned how to do that. And that is pissing people off, because they don't want you to see the truth. They want you to believe the lies. They want you to believe the false narrative and the conspiracy. But it's not a conspiracy. It's fact. It's truth. Let's take a closer look. Damn! It's right there. Let's get closer. So again, this was the negative, that we removed some of the extreme ultraviolet light settings so we can see what was in that just completely overexposed view during the beginning stages of that coronal mass ejection. We're talking that coronal mass ejection was just forming. It was just coming out. And that's why we couldn't see what was there. It was just white, just overexposed, an extreme amount of light. But yet, there was something hidden in there. And we found it. And there are people out there that don't like that. Too bad. And we could zoom in on it. I mean, it's so right in your face. What? What do you have to say? Same thing with this. This photograph, I already have it zoomed in. Let's back down a little bit here. This was on the 19th. This was just yesterday. As I was looking at this semi-halo coronal mass ejection, Mark over at Wages World was looking at the same thing, but on a different tool, on a different probe. And that's when he inboxed me. And he said, holy hell, look what I just saw. And I said, yep. I said, I saw that. Let's take a closer look. But check out what I'm seeing. And, you know, we compared photographs real quick. And, you know, both of us had those OMG moments like, oh my God, you know. But see, that's what good collaboration is. When you're putting multiple great minds together, you're trying to find those answers. You're not trying to stab each other in the back like all of these other YouTubers do and all of these other fakers on Facebook and Twitter. See, they want to be big stars, man. They want to be big social media stars. Like, divulging this information is going to make them millionaires. Buddy, far from it. It will ruin your life. You will become a nobody. The government will see to it. Trust me. So as Mark was looking at one photograph, I'm looking at, what the hell is that? What is that? Is it another BP space bubble? Or is something there? So as we, you know, start to look at it further and zoom in, it does have that perfect spherical shape once again. The question is now, how fast are these damn things revolving around the sun? Before, we were catching this one main object every 28 days. We're catching it twice a month, every 2 weeks. Now, again, it seems like we're back to square one. We could zoom in a little further. And right here, where my cursor is, look, right there. There is a perfectly spherical shape right there. And there's our big oddball shape right there. Just this little part right here is slightly behind the occulter. Wow! How the hell did you pull that trick off, Scott? You must have some really good Photoshop equipment. Ooh, how the hell did you do that? Look, folks, ain't no trickery here. It is what it is. So we could zoom in all the way. So just like I said, you could see something very spherical right here. But you could see just behind the occulter, this big black disc here. Just behind it. That's where that object is. Just behind it. Just the corner. So that, again, it should show you that these photographs aren't faked. They're not doctored. We're just literally peeling back what they don't want you to see. And I don't understand why some people just can't accept that. You know, using technology to your advantage. Now, this is the same day, but this is on the Stereo Core 2 coronagraph, a different spacecraft. at the same time on the same date. This is what Mark at Wages World saw. Now, I saw this, but I didn't get to it yet. And Mark inboxed me, and boom, he sent me a screenshot. We ran it through the program, and it didn't take much time at all, because this was pretty clear. Pretty clear. We cleared it up just a little bit more. And again, whenever you look at it, it's pretty much undeniable. You can go back to the original on the Seeds website. You can pull the damn thing up yourself. And if you can't see what's there with your own two eyes, then you better go get your eyes examined. And after you're done getting your eyes examined, go get your head examined, because you're fooling yourself. So let's zoom in on this. We created ultra high definition 4K image of this because this is one badass image. Full credit to Mark at Wages World. He did a great job capturing this and screenshotting it, documenting it, getting it over to me, and we unmasked the living hell out of it. Let's get into it. This one, we could zoom all the way in. As you can see here, we're only halfway zoomed in. And look at that. Again, the plus symbols in blue and red are showing you the formation outline of the coronal mass ejection and the direction. That's what those little plus lines are for. That's embedded in the program. Not my program. NASA's program. The stereo coronagraph program. Not my program. I don't put those in there. They do. Boom! Wow! Man, I'm getting excited. Look at that. And you got ignorant people out there that have the audacity to say that the pictures are fake or photoshopped, but yet you could zoom all the way in. Now what do you got to say? I'll tell you what I got to say. Who's your daddy now? Look at that, man. Come on. You got bozos on YouTube and Facebook telling you that they see planets in the fucking clouds, but they're not showing you what's actually out there. See, those are the people that are kind of faking you out. There's no planets in the clouds. If there were planets in the clouds, we would have 300-foot tidal waves crashing in all over the earth. You know, we do have a moon, you know, the real moon. The moon affects the tides on the earth. Well, what do you think a large planet in the clouds would do? Okay? So let's get rid of that conspiracy. And let's center in on the real truth. What's going on? Where in the hell are these objects coming from? We've been tracking one of them for almost 5 years. Now, in the middle of 2020, we're tracking, I don't even know how many. And they're not small. They're freaking huge. They're bigger than the planet Jupiter. Way bigger. Look at the size of Jupiter compared to the sun. Just Google it. Look at the size of Jupiter compared to the sun. And then put it up next to one of these photographs that I'm showing you. And you will see. Maybe it will start to click in your mind of what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with objects. There seems to be one of these damn things that may be close to a third of the size of the sun. A third. That's huge. The sun's what? 865,000 miles in diameter? Divide that by 33%. That's a possibility. No wonder they want to hide it. No wonder they don't want people really, truly knowing what the hell's out there, because they don't know what the effects are going to be. They know that it's affecting the sun. We need the sun. We need the sun to be normal. Because if not, we'll all, perish. We can't live without the sun. We need it. But what are those? What are they? Come on, man. God, I'm starting to sound like Joe Biden. Come on, man. I don't have all the answers, but I sure as hell know how to find these damn things and document them. And it's a stinking shame that they don't allow me to show millions and millions of people what is there. Truly amazing. You could say whatever you want. You could leave whatever kind of damn comment that you want. The fact of the matter is, the disbelievers will never prove, never, that what is happening out there is not happening. They cannot prove it. But I can prove that there is something going on within our inner solar system that the governments of the world truly want to hide from all of us. Why? I don't know. Ask them. Call the White House. Ask them. Call NASA. Call the European Space Agency. Ask them. Truly amazing. That's as close up as we are going to get. Chew on that, man. Chew on it like a piece of bubble gum. Let that sink in. For all of you watching this live stream right now, in your mind today, this picture is going to be burned in your memory. Because you can't deny it. It's no Nibiru cataclysm. Nobody really knows the absolute truth. I'm sure the space agencies have a pretty damn good idea. And the one big conspiracy that I keep thinking about is why all of a sudden, NASA wants to, send these space probes out to monitor the sun. Parker Space Probe, Solar Orbiter, they're out there. And they're relaying critical data. And if you notice the orbits of those two spacecraft, they are now able to get between those two spacecrafts a 360-degree view of the sun. Those spacecrafts weren't sent out there to monitor filaments and solar flares. We could see all that on the SDO. They were sent out there to get closer, real close, with new technology within those cameras, on those spacecraft, and more instruments to guarantee monitor the magnetic fields of these objects. Yeah. What do you got to say about that? Yeah. Incredible. Incredible. So, after we got that, I was again going back to more data, and this was on the 17th. Just shrink that back down so we get the full focus of that. I was going back and taking a look at more data that was being updated. And lo and behold, again, on the 17th, we're looking at a different instrument. So we're able to capture the same object on 2 different spacecraft and a coronagraph program. That's consistency. That's proof. That's your evidence. So let's zoom in on this. Once again, it is in the beginning stages of a coronal mass ejection. It is not a space bubble. It is perfectly spherical. You could see the leading edge of the coronal mass ejection pulling plasma directly from the sun. There you go. Amazing. Incredible photograph. Incredible, man. There you go. I zoomed in on that all the way. Yeah, it does get a little blurry. But like I said in the beginning, if the photographs were fake or photoshopped, why would I put my fakery at risk by zooming all the way in? I'd want to hide some of that, right? Yeah. See, the troll babies and the disbelievers and the debunkers, they don't mention that. It's kind of like the news media now. They don't even tell half truth anymore. It's more like a quarter truth, if even that. Most of the time, it's complete lies. We shaded this just a tad, just a little bit. And I was looking for what was actually happening right here. You see this, let's zoom in here just a little bit. I was kind of looking to see what the hell was happening right here. It almost looks like something's occurring on this object. I don't know what the hell it would be. Maybe some of it's, I don't know if it has an atmosphere, but it looks like something is being pulled off of it. Like, either it's atmosphere or gases or something. It's just strange. I just haven't been able to put my finger on it, what exactly is occurring, but something is occurring that's truly massively violent. What's occurring on that planetary object or whatever the hell it is, something explosive, massive is happening right there. Because you could see it. It's like literally being stripped from this object, whatever the hell it is. Its surface, who knows? And then one last, same thing. I was just trying to see closer what the hell is occurring. And this is what I'm referring to. And you could see right here and leading back into here, you can see that something's being stripped away. Or that object's going in the opposite direction, but I don't think that's the case. That object's going this way. But I don't understand what is happening here. So that's something that I'm going to have to analyze a little bit more and think about. But again, truly amazing photos for the month of July and June. Amazing. I'm going to be going back through some of the data for the month of June within the next couple of days. I'm going to be taking a closer look at some of those overexposed areas, and with that new technique that we've kind of developed to remove that overexposure, we're going to see if we've missed something. We probably did, and if we did, believe me, you guys will know about it. Yesterday, I published all of these photographs on the planetxnews.org website. And I was kind of warned not to do it. But I don't know. The way that I am, if you warn me not to do something that's going to expose the truth, I'll do it. It's like, you dare me. You dare me to do it, I'll do it. So there you go. So I went ahead and all of these photographs that are on my website on this particular article, these are all copywritten under my copyright licensing. They belong to Planet X News. All of them are here for the month of July so far. Okay? Now, they're all here. All the way down. All of it. I'm just going to breeze through this real quick because I don't want to bore you guys. And all of them are right here. Go all the way down. And I've embedded 2 of the latest live streams and videos. Information right here at the very, very bottom. But let's go back to the top. Now, here's the thing. Look, if you guys want to make a damn video and you want to use the images, listen, man, you don't have to steal the damn images and make up lies. Just go to the website, pull up the damn article, and narrate it from there. But I'm telling you something right now. You are going to give the credit for the discoveries to Planet X News. You're not going to lie and say that it's Nibiru and it's going to crash into the Earth in 3 days. Stop doing that. That's stupid. If you want to inform your people in your groups, if you want to inform your people that follow you on YouTube, then do the right thing. Tell the damn truth. Show the people where you're getting your data, where you're getting your information, where you're getting your photographs. You know, we're supposed to be collaborating as human beings and researchers to disclose this. I don't mind sharing my information with people, but I'm not going to get caught up in all of that Nibiru crap it's going to crash into the Earth in 3 days. That's all crap. So, you can simply go right to the website, you can pull up this article, and you can talk about it. Hey, folks, this is Joe Schmo from, blah, blah, blah YouTube channel. Hey, I wanted to share some incredible photo captures of Planet X with you from Planet X News. Yeah, we're right here on the Planet X News website. Oh, let's take a look at what they've discovered. Oh, there you go. Let's go ahead and thumb through these. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You see how I'm doing it? Yeah, it's that damn easy. It's as simple as that, folks. And look, I'm going to be using the Planet X News private membership site. It's $5 a month. The link's in the description box under every one of my videos. Listen, before it's too late, and maybe the boob tube goes through another hissy fit, and they start whacking and deleting and terminating conspiracy channels. And one day Planet X News is no longer on the boob tube. What are you going to do? What, you're going to start following all of the fake Nibiru channels and you're going to cloud your mind with a bunch of garbage? No. My website's my website. Nobody tells me what content I can show and what I can't show. So, sooner or later, whenever I share things from my website to social media, Facepuke's algorithm picks it up. And when I share articles from Planet X News on Facebook, almost nobody sees them because their algorithm is able to detect me sharing a link from my website. Therefore, it puts it into a dethrottle. They deboost that Facebook post. That's why you don't see it. So again, my private membership site is just that. It's private. You have to be a member to have access to it. And I share everything on there because I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about YouTube having a hissy fit. I don't have to worry about Mark Zuckerberg throwing a fit about disclosing Planet X information. I don't have to worry about Twitter twatter being hacked and, everybody losing their accounts like what just happened recently. I don't have to worry about any of that. If you guys can afford the $5 a month and you want to help Planet X News out, because let's face it, folks, nothing's free in life. I got to pay bills, meaning I have to pay all of the computer access for my internet service to get this information to you guys. So if you want to lend that support, you want to help this channel out, then join the private membership site. It's $5 a month. You don't need to donate money. You don't need to contribute and donate through PayPal. If you want to, fine. If you don't, no big deal. But you want to really join the cause? Join the damn private membership site. Because before too long, when all of the censorship really starts to pound down, there's not going to be any more boob tube. There's not going to be any more face puke. And twatter will go bye-bye. I do what I can. The rest is left up to you guys. Share the information. Share what you can. Learn. Do your own research. But if you really want to be part of this, then help me out. Get this information out. Back me up. And I've been seeing a lot of that lately. And I want to thank a lot of the people that are going to some of these YouTube videos in the comment section. And they are telling the truth because they see my images. They know where they came from. And they're telling people, hey, that image came from Planet X News. Oh, no, that's not Nibiru. Stop lying. So I thank all of the people out there that are backing me up and that are watching my back, because I can't be everywhere all at once. And I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you. You know, it is about time that this channel gets the support that it deserves. Man, look, I have bent over backwards. I have almost literally destroyed my life doing this. I set out to disclose it, and that is what I'm going to do, period. But I do need some help from time to time. And we should all be working as one big, massive team. But that's not happening. There's so many troll operations and so many government troll operations and bots all over social media. Man, you don't even know what the hell to believe sometimes in the comment sections. You don't know if it's a real human being or a bot. But you could guarantee that my private website is just that. You don't have to worry about people trolling you there. You don't have to worry about people leaving nasty, filthy comments. You go in, you check out your information, you read about it, you educate yourself, and you feed your mind, and then you go about your day. It is that simple. And that small $5 a month for the membership fee, man, that helps me keep things going. I'm not rich. I wish I was. But every little bit helps, folks. Every little bit helps. I've got, website hosting bills that I have to pay. And I use the highest speed internet access that is available. That total package thing cost me $240 a month. The web hosting and all of that good stuff. And all the software that I bought and all of the time that I've put in. It's really, really, really starting to add up. And yeah, man, I could use the help. I'm not going to bullshit anybody. We need to blow this thing out of the water. We need as much exposure as possible. And the only way that I'm going to get that is if you guys help me out. Share the articles, share the videos, get out there on social media, tell the truth, let people know. Furthermore, get the hell out of those crappy Facebook groups that you guys belong to. I mean, they are pure shit. I'm telling you what. Let's, because I joined one of them. Where the hell is it? Is this it here? No, that one's not it. This one's crap here too. This Nibiru group. I don't know. This is run by some foreigner, some Middle Easterner. But that's all they talk about. Look, Planet X Nibiru shocking update. 24 hours. Warning, Planet X will engulf the Earth into water. The title doesn't make a damn bit of sense. But see, this is what people fall for. A lens flare video. And here's what I was talking about David Wilcock. Okay, NASA, urgent warning, July 2020. David Wilcock confirmed Planet X hitting Earth. We can't help. That's all crap. Get out of these groups. They're junk. They're lies. Then you guys wouldn't have all of these questions, because you're feeding your mind pure garbage. That's not the one I wanted. We were just on. I'm trying to show you this other crap group. And Facebook's been slowing me down. Something terrible. I don't know what the hell they're doing to me, but I don't like it. Trying to get to some of these. I don't think this was it either. This is another crap Facebook group. Or you could join the Planet X News group. All the links are in the description box under the video. All of my videos. But this latest article that I uploaded onto the Planet X News website with all of the photographs so far for the month of July. Bam! Man, this is it right here. It's all right there. It's all you guys need. I'll put the link in the live chat, and I'll post it in the comments section after the live stream is over, and I'll pin it to the top. And that way you guys could go and check it out. You know, you can check out the photographs. They're all zoomed in. Normally I give you guys 3 or 4 views of the same photograph from the original all the way zoomed in. And again, if you want to make videos, man, and you want to use the material from Planet X News, give this channel the credit. Give people the link to Planet X News on YouTube. Give people the link to the Planet X News website. What I'm saying, folks, just do the right thing. I'm a great partner. I'm a very giving person, but don't stab me in the back. Don't do it. But anyways, I'm going to jump off of here. I have a very, very busy day. I mean, I haven't had one day to relax. Wait, is today Monday? Yeah, today is Monday. Yeah, there you go. I don't even know what day it is. I mean, I've been working very hard to get my my regular business back up and running. It's been a little, pain in the ass doing so, and breaking into some new markets. Things are going kind of slow, but they're gradually picking back up. And it's been taking a large portion of my time. And, it's been beating the hell out of me physically and, emotionally and mentally because, I'm just like everybody else, folks. I got bills to pay. And, nobody's throwing thousands of dollars at me, in my live streams or our PayPal account. But again, join our private network. Excuse me. It's $5 a month. And hey, check this out. Also, we have the Planet X News t-shirt website. Yeah, and I make some new shirts just about every other day. I'll throw some new ones up there. They'll be on there for about 30 days. And I've done some for some motorcycle groups that I belong to. Really, really cool ones. But yesterday, I caught some flack from some snowflakes because of my latest shirt, which has absolutely taken off. Sold about 20 of these shirts yesterday after I posted this on Facebook. And nobody sees my post because Facebook censors my Facebook pages. But people were sharing it that did see it, and we did get some sales, and this was the shirt right there. All lives splatter. Nobody cares about your protest. Keep your ass out of the road. That's been happening a lot here in the Pittsburgh area. It seems like every day, every other day, these people are trying to shut down some of the expressways and roadways around the city. And some violent things have happened already. People are going to get hurt. People are getting run over. People are getting attacked in their vehicles. That's stupid. Highways, freeways, roadways are not a safe place to play. And it's certainly not a safe place to protest. Why? The shirt says it all. Because all lives splatter. And if you get some nutcase in a car, truck, or tractor-trailer truck that decides that he wants to go bonkers, well, what's he going to do? He's going to run you over and he's going to splatter you. It's all about awareness. It's all I could say. It's all about awareness. And the other shirt that got a lot of flack, because people don't have a sense of humor. But these were the two folks over here in St. Louis, Missouri. Their beautiful renovated mansion was about to be overrun by Black Lives That Matter. They busted down their gates. They threatened to kill them, kill their dog, burn down their house. And the man and his wife, well, they weren't messing around. The man came out with an AR-15, and his wife came out with what looked like, I don't know, maybe a 9mm or something. And they were out there, pointing their guns, and it was all over social media, all over the news networks. So I took a little saying from the ghetto and some music videos, and I made a shirt and got their images on it, and it says, "Run up, get done up," which in, ghetto terms means if you run up on me like that, you're going to get done up, meaning something bad's going to happen. And, I sold a whole bunch of these yesterday, and, I thought it was a little amusing. Nobody has a sense of humor anymore, so it is what it is. But, also on the t-shirt website, we have our chemtrail shirts. And one of my favorite is the locked and loaded jersey. You have the patriotic skull symbol on there, and on the back you have the locked and loaded logo. So, if you like them, they're $25. Defund the politicians like they want to defund the police. The Death from Above chemtrail jersey. This has always been popular. It's available every single month. I wear mine all the time. People ask me about it. It creates conversations. People are starting to know and understand about chemtrails, and you're like a little mini walking billboard. And it creates a conversation, and it allows you to enlighten somebody. You have your my conspiracy theorist / realist jersey. And, a good one here, straight out of quarantine. But guess what? We're right back in quarantine. So, they got the whole, virus conspiracy thing going. And people need to lighten up a little bit. If not, what are you going to do? Some of my biker jersey designs I've been putting on here because I like to design the shirts. And this is one that I just designed. I just got my shirt a couple of days ago that I ordered. I ride so I don't choke people. I just love it, man. Fits my personality. But anyways, folks, you want to pick up a shirt. I'll be designing some new ones probably today or tomorrow. I'll have them up there. I always post the shirts either in the Planet X News Facebook page. They all go into the private membership site. They're also on my private Facebook page, which is public. Anybody can go onto my Facebook page anytime they want, and they can spy on me. They can see what I'm doing. Like some troll emailed me the other day, some scumbag, and he was telling me that don't bother trying to reopen my business because he will make sure that it never happens. Really? You must be a powerful troll baby. Because actually, it's going pretty good. Slow, but it's going pretty good. But yeah, folks, you want to send me a friend request, send me a friend request. If you're a troll baby and you want to spy on me, you know my name. Welcome aboard. And, and I also, I do my daily news articles on the our USA Headline News website and Facebook page. I don't know how many people we got. Let's see here. Got 104,000 followers on USA Headline News. And, I'm still investigating all of the regular news that is plaguing our society. Like, this latest situation here, a New Jersey federal judge was a victim of a home invasion last night, and they killed her son and critically injured her husband. And there are some direct ties to Mr. Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, so I just don't touch on one subject. I go for it all. I make sure that I am pissing everybody off. Why should I leave somebody out? But, let me show you guys something real quick. Article that I was investigating early yesterday. There's my pals right there guarding their home. All the violence going on, tearing down the statues, rioting in Seattle and Utah and Oregon and everywhere. There's an article that I was investigating yesterday. Yeah, you might want to check this out. Roger Stone was on a radio interview, and he was getting a little perturbed, and he thought that he was covering the phone up when he said some derogatory, well, not real derogatory, but sensitive. And it was caught on the radio program, and I was able to access the radio recording, and I put it together. You could listen to it right here on USA Headline News, and it's making Roger Stone look pretty bad again, but he'll get over it. This is an article that I was investigating yesterday, and you want to talk about conspiracies, and you want to talk about fake news, and the crappy media, and the whole COVID-19 conspiracy, and how the politicians in the deep state are using it against each and every one of us now. So I investigated this article very, very early yesterday. Let's take a look at it. It's right up on the USA Headline News website. An individual who was killed in a fatal motorcycle crash in Florida was recently listed as a COVID-19 death in the Sunshine State. You heard it. So apparently the guy was involved in a fatal motorcycle accident in Florida. And then on his death certificate, it was listed as death by COVID-19. Here is the embedded news report article or video from Fox 35, I think out of Orlando. Yeah. And Fox 35 News questioned the Orange County health officer, Dr. Raul Pino. Yeah. Might want to listen to this, because he was kind of speechless, dumbfounded. Yep. So that just goes to show you that our media sucks. And you need to investigate and look into things for yourself. But there's a lot of this going on. And even here in my own city, in Pittsburgh, it's just, the numbers are not jiving. They reclosed everything all over again, bars, restaurants, and oh God, you know, our local Walmart, one of the Walmart employees was assaulted the other day because he was telling a man to put a mask on before he walked into the store. The guy didn't comply. The Walmart worker approached the guy within the entrance of the store, told him to put the mask on again, and the guy turned around and punched him in the face. Is it worth it? No. Is it stupid to do something like that? Yes, because you end up in jail. Trust me, I know. So there is definitely some weird conspiracy going on with this whole situation. I know what it's all about. A lot of people know what it's all about. But we need to work through it. Now, all of our attention has been on the COVID-19 and the rioting and the looting and the violence. What's next? See, the way the media works is they drag your attention into one big conspiracy and they go with it for a few days, a few weeks, or a few months, like we have with the rioting. And then when people start to uncover all the lies and they're reading between the lines, what do? They create something new. What is that something new going to be? Ho-ho! That is the $10,000 question. Well, let me just give you guys a little 411 on what that's going to be. It's fire season. Watch for it. You're going to start to see all of those fires start to burn out west. You're going to see it. Mark my words. Give it a day, give it 2 days, give it a week. But that is going to be the next news cycle. Then that will be drowning out all of the violent protests, little by little. And then that will be the main backdrop of the fake-ass media. Because they want to draw your attention away from uncovering the truth. See, because they've rammed all of this down your throat. They've made a lot of people super paranoid about even breathing. But yet, they want you to go out into public using makeshift masks. Like, that's really going to help you. It ain't going to help anything. Matter of fact, one of my recent Facebook posts, I think you might find amusing. I just posted this earlier this morning. See that? The set of tighty whities? This can't stop a fart, but this can stop COVID-19. Yeah. So could you imagine going in for some surgery and just before they put you under anesthetic, the surgeon comes in, and instead of him wearing his proper surgical mask, he has a pair of tighty whities over his face. God forbid that it has a brown skid mark in it. And he's going to perform an operation on you wearing tighty whities over his face to protect you from germs and bacteria. But yet, they don't care that you're going in and out of stores and around all kinds of other people with homemade masks on. Don't you get it? You see. So do not wear your tighty whities over your face as a COVID-19 mask. It is unethical. Oh, shit. Gotta have a sense of humor, man. You know? Keep your immune system boosted also. You know? Look, you're running around with a mask on all day. You are literally lowering your immune system. Didn't you ever think that maybe that's what they want you to do? So you become weaker? Think about it. You're not exposing yourself to, daily germs and bacteria. You're literally breathing in your own nasty breath. Yeah. Well, that's not how the human immune system works. They know it. You should know it. Yeah. You get my drift, right? Good. But anyways, folks, look, I got to get out of here. The sun's coming up. I got a long day. Do me a favor. Share this video amongst your friends and your family members on social media. Hopefully they get to see it. You may need to explain some things. And utilize the tools that I'm giving you guys. The videos, the private network, and the planetxnews.org website. And, show people. Show people what's going on. Show people what's out there. And hopefully the social media companies like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube won't censor you like they do to me. But it is what it is. Anyways, folks, I got to get myself moving here. It's been great being with you, and I enjoy showing you all of the undisputed evidence and information right here at Planet X News. You guys take care and be safe. And don't protest in the road. Take care, folks. Be safe.